Cześć, tu Botrex. Zagrajmy w Ravendown i Ravenquest. Hello everyone, I hope you missed me, at least just a tiny bit. I promised myself to do something like in-depth summary of Play2AIRDROP, at least phase first and second. I've been struggling to find time and energy to do this, but I guess everybody's been waiting for update of Leaderboards, so I think I've got a good excuse. Let's say I've been waiting for this as well, but I was not sure if I should do this because first of all, I'm not that big YouTuber, neither YouTuber nor Twitch streamer nor Twitter influencer nor crypto influencer, so I wasn't sure if I should do this. Also, I do not feel much confident in speaking English, but I guess you have to deal with my Slavic accent. I think we should start with some introduction, with some explanation what happened, and I should probably state few my concerns about all this Play2AIRDROP. I will try not to rage, I will try not to swear, and I will try to show you some rational things. First of all, few bad things happen in my real life straight before this Play2AIRDROP, so my approach was to spend more than 20 hours daily playing Ravenquest just to keep my mind busy, to keep my head busy, because I had to dig deep to focus. So I knew I had time to grind, I knew I had few friends that are ready to grind, and we've got a lot of members of Polish community that are willing to join us in this aspect. Oh, someone's inviting me to a party. Not now, bro, sorry. First of all, first fuck up happened after 3... I will log out not to get bothered, sorry. First fuck up basically happened after 3 minutes of the game because I got stuck in tutorial house. I wasn't able to move. Every time I moved 1 square meter, I was basically locked out of the game. I lost like 10, maybe 15 minutes, and for those who understand how early game works, it's basically over, because you are not able to overtake the majority of people in early quests, so you have to wait for every single rat to spawn, for every single board to spawn, and being 10 minutes late during the first quarter means after 5 hours you will be basically behind 4 hours. And you have to believe me, it's not a joke. It was basically over, I knew it. Once I was able to finish first quest, I already saw people finishing their whole tutorial, planting their first cotton trees, etc., and I knew I would not be able to overtake them. Second fuck up happened 1 hour later, because I've noticed I do not have my patron. Considering the fact I've got like 30 referrals, maybe 35, it should not be possible. After few hours of writing tickets in the background, I received an answer that my patrons were too old. Would you believe that? Too old to be counted. I asked straightforward, shall I seriously create fake accounts just to get my patron, or will you fix it? Fortunately, I found few friends that decided to help me create this account, so I didn't have to do it by myself to stay fair, but I was pretty disappointed after these two things combined. And speaking about the snowball, I've already mentioned, after another 10 hours it turned out that the wrong patch is being implemented. And what do I mean by saying wrong? The one that basically broke the Raven Down economy. The patch where rifts are giga broken, with high rewards, with high exp amounts, and in 2 days it was clear that the same thing goes with other bosses. They are broken, they give too much XP, they give too much rewards, so we already knew it will be the meta of this Play2AIRDROP, to spam rifts, to spam bosses. The problem is, someone who was able to reach level 30 15 minutes before others could basically get his first rift charge and enter rift with no opponents, because it was obvious. If someone was first to reach level 30, there is no opponent on the rift. And with such broken rewards, it means he has already won the Play2AIRDROP, because 3 floors of these rifts is like 3 millions of silver. And just ask yourselves, what was your bank balance after 10 hours of play? Was it 3 millions of silver? Obviously not. And that's why you got behind. Not to even mention Raven packs. Raven cards were giving obnoxiously high amount of gold, high amount of daily income from Raven cards. So knowing that I'm not able to get to rifts day one was enough to convince me that maybe I should uninstall this game, gave up totally. But I decided to fight, because I promised my friends we will play together for 2 weeks straight, and I'm not the person that gives up that easily. By the way, I was wondering if I should highlight every bad thing that happened during this Play2AIRDROP, every red flag that appeared in my mind, and I decided not to do it, because my goal is not to, how to say it, discourage people. It wouldn't be a proper word, but I don't wanna sound too biased. I don't wanna sound too upset about this game, because my last few months were basically about playing Raven Down. If I had free time, if I had time to turn my PC on, I was playing Raven Down, and it would be unfair for me to rage that much, because Ravenquest has not started yet, and I decided not to exaggerate, but there are some things I should mention just to stay fair with myself. So I've already mentioned these 2 fuck-ups, and I've been asked many questions by fort owners, by strongholders, what the hell is happening with these rift rewards, with these bosses rewards, with this trade pack priming incident. I hope you remember the changelog that said trade pack priming book got fixed, and if you still wonder what happened, a few people discovered that you are able to get your primed trade packs on every single channel, not only on one, because they did not disappear properly after swapping a channel. And what's totally not surprising for people playing Ravendown, people that figure it out was associated with the guild that is known in Ravendown for exploiting, for cheating, for real money trading, not to even mention racist and xenophobic incidents. So still the same people messing up with Tavern Light games, and nobody does proper things about it. That's what worries me probably the most from all the red flags that had appeared. The problem is it's pretty hard to get the evidences, because I can tell you a few hours before this got fixed, I was wondering why the hell player named this XYZ delivers trade packs constantly. Sorry, I had to click my screen not to fell asleep. I was asking myself, what the hell is happening? Why do they deliver trade packs if it's not the best way to earn gold, if it's not the best way to earn silver? Because the meta is about grinding, the meta is about bosses, the meta is about rifts, and they are already in good places in leaderboards, so they obviously know it. Why do they deliver trade packs one by one, one by one? Why do I meet them every single trade post? And the reason appeared few hours later, because there was a book, there was exploit, and these amount of golds were pretty higher, and suddenly it was worth it. We've been told people who abused it were banned, or at least their rewards from Play2AIRDROP were deleted, but I don't believe it at all, because these people used to be pretty top level players in Ravendown, and they still coexist in this society, unfortunately. Another thing that worries me a lot is deleting bots from the game. We've heard a lot about cooperation with AnyBrainGG, that not a single bot will sneak through these systems, and I do not want to start witch hunting, but I will show you one example. While I was doing one quest, I spotted a botter. You see his nickname. He was standing in this place, a Minotaur was respawning there, and his script was pressing random buttons to kill this Minotaur. You will see it pretty soon, because it's going to spawn. Is it? Or I haven't pressed play? Yeah. We will see the Minotaur. The guy is standing, the guy is clicking random buttons, as you can see. And once the Minotaur comes, he will attack it. Boom. Nothing to add. Doesn't matter if you have Ether, doesn't matter if you have passives on, because you will always be able to kill this one Minotaur. And by the time another one respawns, you are good to go. You are full HP back, etc, etc. I created one ticket regarding this case, just to see what reaction will be. And you see this nickname. He's still on the leaderboard. So I guess the only people that got deleted from leaderboard were people using macros, because it's easiest way to spot. We remember drama with Ravendown, because if you use your mouse buttons that can be programmed into clicking specific actions, it was enough to get you banned in game. It is probably the easiest code of conduct violation you can spot, and such people were probably banned from these leaderboards. Obviously people on the taverns are happy, because yeah, I advanced 30 places, everything is giga fine. It's really good that they took care of botters, and as you can see, not everything is perfect here. And I wonder if I should speak more. I guess not. We should probably move. We should probably move to the specific leaderboards. I will probably show you every single leaderboards I decided to participate in. I gave up on Rangers Company because I knew it's not efficient enough, because leveling your Rangers Company is your late game goal. You won't be high rank enough during 2 or 3 weeks to benefit from this, so I knew it's a bait. Do not touch Rangers Company. I gave up fishing and heaviest fish leaderboard. I knew I got no time, no energy, and it's totally not worth it. I focused only on one crafting profession and one gathering profession, which were weaving and husbandry. I know some people were able, for example, to get like top 100 in one profession and then swap to another, because in terms of gaining token it's probably the right move, but it's totally not my playstyle. I wanted top 1 weaving, and gathering, it is what it is. I got only 1 land, so I can barely sneak through 1 leaderboard with only 1 land. Just a quick mention, this is a large land, but still. And the last short info, once you look at these leaderboards in my background, I decided to blur few nicknames because I think my stream, my YouTube channel, and everything I try to show you is not a place where I should even show nicknames of people connected with one specific guild from Ravendown that is known for being toxic, that is known for exploiting the game, that is known for cheating, that is known for real money trading, and as you can see, some of the nicknames are blurred. Not my problem, but not on my duty, guys. I won't give you a single exposure here. So let's move to the first leaderboard. Let's start with the beefiest leaderboard, the one we've been waiting for like 2 or 3 weeks. So gold leaderboard with referrals and with land multipliers. Without land multiplier, I placed 11th as far as I remember. Now I'm 13th. I expected a much bigger drop in terms of places, because I knew I only had 1 land. Of course it was a large land, but still, every player that grinded a bit and had stronghold, either stronghold or fort or even few larges, should probably overtake me, but it is what it is. We are on the 13th place. We earned like 8,000 tokens, maybe a bit more. Oh, as far as I see, it's 8,360 tokens. I think it's a very fair place because I achieved what I wanted to. I completed like 90% of in-game achievements. I knew there was no time for completing the highest reputation number. I knew I had to skip trade packs because overall it was not worth to do them constantly. Of course, unless you aim for APDP leaderboard or some other special leaderboard, but generally speaking, it was not worth doing trade packs. Maybe if I had 1 or 2 person that I could drop these trade packs constantly and just wait until they deliver and let me deliver them back, maybe I could complete this like what was the last step, 40 trade packs, probably something like that, but there was no time. I was thinking about doing it last hour, but then I realized I need to get like 1 or 2 millions of experience more, because I'd be overtaken in other leaderboard. So sorry. Of course, the highest crafting level was not reachable. As far as I remember, it was 70, and of course gathering was totally unreachable for me, because as I've already mentioned, I had only one land. So sometimes math is brutal. I'm happy that I managed to reach 50 level of husbandry, and all higher checkpoints were not available. Of course, if there wasn't the day one rift accident, I could probably snowball a bit harder, because I would have had like 500 gold more from Ravenquest if I didn't get stuck in this tutorial house I've mentioned. But overall, we should be happy. That's a good place, that's a well-deserved place. I'm totally fine with this. And of course, I should probably thank a lot all of my referrals that helped me reach this place. I think it's the best moment and the best place to do it. So thank you very much, Aikatsu. Thank you very much, Ikra. Thank you very much, Vetronics. Thank you very much, Rahilux, and some other anonymous players that decided to throw some amounts of golds into this score. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your help. Gold amount, but without referrals and without land multipliers. This will be quick, because the difference between this leaderboard and overall gold leaderboard is not that significant. What can I say? It is a leaderboard for grinders. So who grinded the most reached the highest place here. Top 1 and top 2 was not available, basically because of day 1 rift incident. We have to live with it, but in my opinion, top 4 is a really good place, especially knowing that people I'm surrounded by are my friends, and I'm happy for them as well. Of course, I had to blur one person here, but nothing shocking. That's all. We earned 10,000 tokens here, so that's a huge amount, and I'm happy about it. It's time for legacy level leaderboard. This was the one I was focusing on. I know the amount of token you could earn here was not enormous, but basically it's all about ego issues and about the fact that I basically love grinding. I was doing the same thing in Ravendown a few months ago. Unfortunately, so many bad things happened there that it was basically impossible to reach top 1. Of course, shout out to all mentor system abusers and all other exploit abusers. You will be remembered, of course, no problem. But not to distract us. The difference between top 2 and top 3 after like 30 days, almost 30 days playing 20 hours per day is like 15 minutes, maybe 20, maybe 30. It was shocking, but but it was worth it. I had a lot of fun, but the biggest problem was I have never faced more unhealthy meta than during this play to airdrop. There were days when you basically was not leaving the town because the meta was to run other echo bosses, and once you loot some other rift charges, you head straight towards rifts. So there was no point of leaving Ravenquest, which in my opinion was an absurd. It was very unhealthy. I could remember like 5 or 6 days when after completing my adventure board I had 900k adventure spirit to use. It means of course double exp, and once the day ends I still had 900k because I didn't kill a single monster outside the town. It's crazy, believe me, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. But the problem was people who were able to reach those broken rifts during day one were so damn ahead that it was basically much harder than it should be to overtake them. But it happened. We got top 2, and it means 7,500 tokens for us. Good job. Shall we talk about weaving now? Probably yes. I used to be a top weaver in Ravendown, so my goal was to confirm it. Unfortunately, during these 8 or 9 months of Ravendown, so many bad things happen in terms of crafting as well. Just to mention oversupply exploits that got me basically kicked out of top spots, but never mind. This time we were almost sure nothing like this would happen because probably the vast majority of bugs connected with crafting is already fixed. My strategy here was very clear. I had to reach enough weaving level to craft tier 5 equipment before GVG. I knew people will pay much higher prices, much higher amounts of silver just because they wanted to be stronger during the GVG, so I reached like 400, maybe 500 oversupply to get to T5 armors and T5 helmets. By the way, a single craft costed me like 300 silver plus materials of course, but who cares? I knew it will let me snowball. But the second most important thing happened 2 days later because I was confident about reaching 64 weaving that unlocked T5 legs, and I was sure it was the most important factor deciding who wins a PDP leaderboard. I knew that I can decide who wins it, so I haven't posted a single T5 legs on the market. I just contacted people I wanted to let advance in this leaderboard, saying if you want I can craft it, but be careful. At the moment I'm sitting on such a huge oversupply, more than 600%, so be prepared that you have to pay like 800,000 for a single pair of legs, and don't ask me for specific stats because it's all about APDP leaderboard. So I crafted like 10 or 15 pairs of legs, and that was basically all. I knew I needed this money to let my friends snowball during the last day of Play2AIRDROP. So last night was basically a madness because every single craft costed me like 800k. I knew I had to deliver these legs ASAP just to craft another one, and once I sold few pairs I had this money, and when Poland woke up I could tell them, guys, I got money to funnel into your alchemy, I got money to funnel your blacksmith, I got money to funnel your carpentry. Let's go, let's roll these leaderboards, and it actually worked. So I'm really happy about it. I know the amount of token gained here is not huge, just because there are a lot of professions, but similar to legacy leaderboard, ego issues. I had to win this, sorry. Time for husbandry, second profession I was participating in. It will be a short story because no matter what you do, the most important factor is the amount of lands you own. I had one large land plus a community land, so reaching level 50 was the only goal I could achieve, and I achieved it. Nothing more to talk about it. Maybe I could mention one thing. Not the nicest thing to mention, but I guess the community deserves a bit of knowledge. A few months ago I reported a bug in Ravendown about upgrading houses, because whenever you upgraded your house you were unable to gather your crops, no matter if it was wood, if it was meat, if it was beef, or even cotton, because system was designed in such a weird way that these upgrades that you do messes up completely everything. People reported it while it occurred on small lands, while it occurred in medium lands, and we were in the middle of race to get to large lands in Ravendown. Just a quick mention, you cannot buy your lands in Ravendown the same way as in Ravenquest. You had to reach level 70, and a few months ago it was not that fast as it used to be. During Play2AIRDROP it took us more than a month, and I wrote a ticket, guys, be prepared. Once people reach level 70, once they start focusing on gaining enough amount of Ravenquest emblems, you will have problem with upgrading large lands. Please consider checking it, because during the closed beta phases of Ravendown, testers were not allowed to duplicate, to create these emblems, so they were not able to check whether it works or not. And considering the fact small lands didn't work, medium lands didn't work, be prepared, it will fuck up. And surprise, 1 month later, it fucked up. People were so pissed, people were so mad, but not like I haven't mentioned that. And coming to Ravenquest, I was worried about it. I knew that this may happen again, and of course it happened again. I was unable to place anything on my land for like 4 hours, maybe even longer. But a huge shout out to GM Zelek, who reached me pretty quickly, who fixed it, and even teleported me back to the place where my friends were waiting for me, so I wasn't even late on dynamic event we've been preparing for. But I think people should know that not everything was perfect in this matter. And the saddest fact is few people didn't know how to, I don't know, make a ticket or contact GMs, and it took them like 2 or 3 days to get their lands working properly back. So that is a sad factor. But coming back to husbandry, 850 tokens for the 4th place, we take those. Add Rift Twins now. Fun fact, I was so scared of this leaderboard. For those who doesn't know me, I'm full non-PvP player. I do not like open world battles. I do not like PvP. I do not participate in GVG, and in Ravendown I'm just considered as a free frag on rifts, just because I don't do PvP. So I knew my approach has to be amount over quantity. I played a lot, I grinded a lot, so I had a lot of other rift charges. My win rate was probably something around 80%, maybe 90%, but that's basically because I've been meeting more unexperienced players than me, which is pretty obvious considering many players haven't played Ravendown, and it was my only advantage here. Of course, I managed to get few honorable mentions in terms of killing people who are top PvP players, but for sure it was not something being done consistently. So 284 wins as someone who doesn't know how to click properly, it's fine for me. 1760 tokens for us, top 10. I'm completely fine with this. Fun fact, 5 minutes before Play2AIRDROP closing, I had like 20 rift charges left because I basically had no time to use them. I just entered a rift in last minute just to check if APDP counts from rifts, because I was curious if devs ain't forgot about the fact that you have 300 AP and 300 DP on the rift. So I just wanted to check whether this APDP leaderboard will read me as a person who has 300 AP and 300 DP, but of course it didn't happen. Good for you devs. That's all here. APDP leaderboard, something I basically gave up on, and the reason was pretty obvious. It required a ton of silver to advance in this leaderboard, because you need to consider infusing your equipment towards probably legendary, maybe legendary plus. You would have to spend a lot of time completing your journal, because some of items that give APDP are obtainable only through journal chests, only through high level quests. I had no time for this. I decided that my silver can be spent in much better ways. As I've already mentioned, it was about funneling friends. It was about using this silver to craft some items. I had to give up, so I take this place number 37 as granted. It's still 2770 token, but the problem with this leaderboard that kinda makes me angry is that nobody predicted that people would start trading their equipment, as long as it's not soulbound, to try to exploit this leaderboard. The problem was people figured it out pretty quickly. They crafted tier 5 equipment, infused it to legendary plus, sometimes even legendary max, and been basically trading between themselves, because game started reading the highest amount of APDP you could have achieved at a random moment. So once system read you have this Lega Plus equipment, you could have traded it to the next person, and this system was completely fucked. Fortunately, it looks like it's been fixed, but during last 2 days I noticed something really weird, because there were still some changes in our places. Last time I checked I was on like 47th place, now I'm 37th, and I asked myself what happened. Probably some of you asked it as well. It was not about deleting exploiters, it was not about deleting people abusing some really nasty stuff. Basically it was another patch implemented in Ravenquest database, and this was the patch with nerfs to some items, for example for Necktail, which was one of the best amulets. Is it amulet or trinket? Yeah, it is amulet, and this amulet has basically been nerfed, and that's why people fell off in this leaderboard. I cannot be sure about staying on this spot, but at the moment, place number 37, 2,770 tokens. It's completely fine. I accept it. I voluntarily gave up on this leaderboard. We are fine. And it's time for a beefy subject. Fastest Ether Echo boss on Madness level. I guess I will start raging here, because this leaderboard is a one big fucking joke. Believe me or not, it should be deleted from this Play2AIRDROP. Let me clarify something. Level of the boss scales with your effective level. It was not that visible in Raven Dawn once other bosses were introduced, because the majority of player base has already reached 75 level on every single archetype, and since there is no influx of new players, you cannot basically do proper testing unless your QA team has some IQ, but whatever. And everything would be fine, because if you summon boss with a lower level, you expect one person to be significantly weaker, because he sits, for example, on 40 effective level. But the problem is you were able to quickly swap your archetypes during this countdown from 10 to 1. So not only you summon weaker boss, you quickly swap to your main archetypes, and suddenly you have got 4 strong players to set your new personal best, and congratulations. It should not have been like this. Once we noticed it, we reported it immediately. But the problem is this fix basically did nothing, because as you could read in changelog, devs thought it is about leveling your inactive archetypes that are below 40 level. Obviously you cannot enter the arena if you are not effective level 40. They thought the case was leveling your inactive archetypes. For example, you summon boss on effective 40, you have 3 strong friends, and you swap to, for example, level 2. 2, 2, 2. So your effective is level 2, and after one boss fight you would probably reach like level 20, maybe 25, and your leveling inactives is basically done for 1 or 2 days. You can move on, you are stronger, you have got more skill points, attribute points, etc. But it was not the case, especially considering it is a leaderboard that requires you to do it ASAP. So obviously you want this boss to be significantly weaker. So this changelog basically helped nothing because it was still possible to swap these archetypes. I haven't done a single try of abusing it, so I landed in place number 73. Of course, not everyone with better time than me was using this, but let me give you an example. Ravendown leaderboard. After 8 months of completing equipment, and by this I mean tier 7 equipment, by completing infusions to the enormous amount, because every top player has got like legendary, maybe legendary plus tier 7 equipment. After doing augmentations, top scores are basically similar than here. So this leaderboard should be deleted. It should not count at all because it does not show anything, especially in this broken meta where top players were vomiting these bosses. Nothing to prove here, nothing to show here. I do not accept this leaderboard at all. I'm taking this 1100 token and get me out of here. Believe me or not, I do not want to hear about this leaderboard anymore. And congrats, Mr. Chewish, you've got the same time as me. Why? Because we did this boss together. Shout out to you, take care, bro. I guess it's time for some final words. Am I happy? Am I satisfied? Not 100%, but I guess I am. Obviously, this tutorial incident, this day 1 rift incident, this small bugged land incident, were the factors I wasn't able to reach everything I could. I am aware of this, but it could have been much worse. To be honest, to be fair, I expected much bigger amount of, how can I say that without swearing, fuck ups, no swearing at all, during the Play2AIRDROP. In my opinion, devs did pretty good job comparing it, for example, to Ravendown release, to some previous betas of Ravenquest, but I'm always over ambitious. I always aim for top 1 whenever I can, so I'm not 100% happy, but I'm happy we had pretty good and well organized Polish community. We were able to help each other, we were able to cooperate. One thing I regret is drawing TGG in our GVG, because it was probably the only one guild we were sure we are not able to defeat during GVG, and of course we had to draw them. We lost, and a bit of gold was not reachable for us, but sometimes bad luck happen. I'm so proud of my boys because apart from my top 1 weaving, as you can see, we were able to reach top 1 in breeding, top 1 in farming, top 1 in alchemy, top 1 in woodcutting, and many more top 2 spots, top 3 spots, and few top 10 spots in these more beefy leaderboards. I'm proud of my boys, I'm happy, and one thing that makes me happy as well is a good reception from people that played Ravenquest for the first time. Many people told us, wait, this game is pretty good considering all other craps in Web3 environment. Of course, we expect a MMORPG game to be really polished, to be really good, but from Web3 gamer perspective, this title is very promising, and if devs wake up in few questions, if devs fix few things that require to be fixed, this game has a huge potential. That's what they say. I try to believe them, although after everything that happened during Raven Down betas, during Raven Down release, after Raven Down release, after Raven Down expansion, after this Play2AIRDROP, I've got a lot of red flags, I've got a lot of question marks, but I guess I'm over pessimistic in this subject. If someone is curious what things I haven't mentioned here in this movie, it's always pretty easy to reach me on Discord, on YouTube, even on Twitch if I stream from time to time. We can talk for sure about my concerns, but remember, I'm just a small ant in this environment, and do not take my words as granted. I'm happy I was able to speak to you via this video, although it took me a lot of time to convince myself that this video is needed. Plus, of course, we've been waiting for a few leaderboards upgrades. Sorry for my imperfect English. I'm doing my best, but I do not speak English in my daily routine because all of my duties, all of my things connected with work, with friends are done in Polish. So I do not use English in speech. Forgive me. And I have never asked about any specific reactions on my YouTube channel, and I think this will be the first one. I will do this because if you played this Play2AIRDROP, I would be really grateful if you could spend like 15 or 20 seconds to write a comment down below. Feel free to write how many tokens have you earned during this Play2AIRDROP, what is your reception, because I'm trying to listen to as many people as I can. I would truly appreciate it. And by the way, I forgot to tell you what was the final amount of tokens I earned. From what I counted before these small leaderboard upgrades, the amount was like 35k, something like that. So if you would like to compare your score, someone with one large land and with a lot of time spent on this game was able to earn 35k. Feel free to write your numbers. That's all for now. Thank you very much one more time. Take care and see you in Ravenquest. Ravenquest or Ravenquest. By the way, I think today there's a Halloween event starting. I'm totally out of this subject because in few hours I'm attending Poznań Game Arena, which is the biggest event in not only Web3 but gaming society. This is the biggest Polish event, and my friends from other game I used to play 10 years ago called Trackmania are doing Polish championships in this game. So I'm leaving my duties and waiting for a train to join them, to meet them, to hug them, to drink with them, whatever. And I'm really happy about the fact I'm meeting them. And I guess I will log on Sunday to Ravenquest to test this Halloween stuff. These NFTs, these cosmetics probably won't be worth that much because they are easy accessible. Everyone can log in, everyone can play, everyone can obtain them. I don't even know what are the requirements for all the cosmetics yet, because now it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, so event starts in something like 13-14 hours from now. But for those who are attending Halloween event, I wish you everything but the best. Take care.